chutes are open. The third chute's apparently trying to get a shot. Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Green chute, stand by for a hard impact. Over now, over. Roger. Flash down, flash down.
There you go. That's it.
and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now. Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
Started making missiles that were powerful enough that they thought they could break through the sea of glass. They, during the Cold War, used the Cold War as a tactic for exploding high-altitude missiles to try and break through what they already knew was the dome on the Earth. And I'm going to prove all this to you that the government has always known that the Earth is flat. It lies to us through TV, through the media, through movies. It makes you believe the world is a spinning ball hurtling through space like a marble. They even called it Operation Fishbowl. Does that not make you feel any more like you're in a flat Earth with a bowl on top? They called it Operation Fishbowl, and it was to shoot missiles into space because they thought they had the power to finally break through the firmament. And actually what happens, if you read the rest of the article, these missiles would hit up at a certain altitude and then light would shine all the way to the other hemisphere. And the reason that was is because they were hitting that glass and the glass was reflecting it all the way across the sky. It's not some globe Earth where they're just trying. Why would they just shoot a missile in the air to see how high it can blow up? Like are they just playing with rubber bands? Like, they're doing it for a reason, and they called it Operation Fishbowl for a reason.
Boom! I've done a video before and showed you guys this image that you're seeing right here. Science calls sundogs, but it's nothing more than the sun's own reflection in the glass firmament above. And I've demonstrated and showed you guys just like this right here. This is all you're seeing. You're seeing the sun inside of the glass firmament. And now there's only one other way that I can prove to you that this is the sun's reflection off of the firmament. What we're going to do is a time lapse of what they call a sundog. And I'm going to show you that right here. Now notice in the time lapse how the reflection moves with the sun. It's really, really simple. I'm going to slow it down for you. The reflection moves with the sun. If this were ice crystals, as science says, well, it'd be in different spots of the sky. It's always on each side of the sun and above it, and it moves with the sun. So that tells you that just like a shadow, it's the sun's reflection in glass, so it's going to follow it. It's going to move along with it, kind of like this TV right here. Okay? See the lighter? See its reflection? Its reflection moves with it. Just like that, just like that. That's all you're seeing right here when we do this time lapse. Just the reflection moves right along with it. Just like here, here's another one. Notice the clouds in the sky, everything is moving itself except for the sun and its reflection. It's moving together because that's the reflection of the sun off of the glass firmament. It's really common sense. Look at the clouds. If the ice crystals are supposed to be in the atmosphere with the clouds, then why isn't the light moving? It moves with the sun because it's the sun's reflection. It has nothing to do with ice crystals. And right here, same thing. Notice the sky, the clouds, everything is moving at its own pace, but the light reflection moves with the sun. Now, like I always say, it's really, really simple.
It is unobservable testable, repeatable, scientific fact of reality that Polaris, the North Pole star, situated perfectly over the North Pole center of Earth, never moves a single inch. Night after night, year after year, century after century, with all the other fixed stars remaining fixed in their relative constellations, revolving perfect circles around Polaris. It is also an unobservable, unscientific theory to claim that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour, and the Milky Way shoots millions of miles per hour more off through infinite space, when we cannot see, hear, feel, or otherwise observe or prove any such motion. And we can see clearly for ourselves Polaris never moving, and all the other stars revolving around it.
My head is spinning over you. I think I'm losing my defenses. And when I'm standing next to you, I feel the failure of my senses. You keep me locked under your spell. I think I'm losing my direction. And when I hear you say my name, my body falls under sedation. And I'm trying and trying and trying. And I'm trying, God knows I'm trying. And I'm trying to take you out of my mind. My head is spinning.
Now the sun, the right time of the day, reflecting right off the top of the water and making it look like it's moving right across that blacktop. Pretty simple. That's how the stars work. That's when you see that flickering at night. That's what you're seeing flicker right there. The reflection of the sun in the oceans above, the waters above the firmament.
And I'm going to prove that to you right here as we have a look at some of the stars and some of the planets, the wandering stars. Check them out.
In the decades following World War II, the Soviet Union fostered extensive research and programs for technological advancement. This 100-page declassified document from the CIA library, approved for release in the year 2000, includes doctoral dissertations defended in the Scientific Council of the Institute of Physics of the Atmosphere and Institute of Applied Geophysics in the USSR. In it, we find detailed descriptions of experimentation sponsored by the Academy of Sciences of the Soviet Union, most notably atmospheric studies on light scattering. They list several methods and tools used to determine the differences in luminosity of the firmament, mentioning it by name on page 18. Page 19 is where it gets good. We have the mention of a near-sun halo in the opening lines, and then the kicker. This dissertation contains a certain formula of the brightness of the sky, taking into consideration only the brightness of the first order, and derived on the assumption of a flat Earth, and giving some conclusions derived on the basis of this formula. And again, on this same page, the author makes a distinction between the sky and the firmament. Quote, "A method is also proposed of determining the brightness of the clear daylight sky at any point based on measuring the brightness along the almancator of the sun and of 5 to 6 points on the firmament located at various zenith distances."
All systems are go for launch.
T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
YouTube, but I saw this over my house. Now you tell me that this is not scraping against the firmament. Look at this. Watch this. If you want to see it for yourself, clearer, you can go here. Falcon 9 rocket launch provides spectacular view in Bakersfield. Just watch this. Okay. The guy's so confused. He's like, what's going on? And by the way, it wasn't moving. It was stuck there. That piece just kept going. And look, that piece gets stuck. Just look at this. Yeah, totally normal, right? Another piece gets stuck. Look at this.
This visible from Bakersfield.
Totally normal, right? Totally normal. How come we haven't seen this again? How come we haven't seen it again? See, it's scraping against the firmament. Just some auxiliary booster thruster. Uh-huh.
And at this point, it looks amazing, but at this point, I really couldn't tell you what exactly is happening because...
See? Yeah, no one can.
Isn't exactly my line of expertise, so
they hope this one would go away.
For as long as you want, but Dave or Sheldon...
Look. Okay? It starts off normal. Like, oh, look at the rocket. Total normal, yeah, normal rocket. And now watch. Right here, you see it bounce off of it.
And now you'll see it continue to shine in the night sky
Oh, look, boom, right there. It's starting to hit it. Now watch. Right there. Scraping against the firmament. That's the firmament, friends. The trail it's leaving behind. Come off it. That piece gets stuck. With its own mind.
This is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we're getting to see what happens when you try to get through the dome. Through the firmament, I should say. No one gets out. Come on. Look at it. It's just stuck there. It's way back here, got stuck. It's not even moving. In the sky, it was standing still. Look at it. Spiraling out of control. Totally normal, right?
Absolutely incredible.
Belonged to Gabriel's mother.
It's beautiful.
Allow me. It's the North Star. That's the only star in the sky that never moves. It's constant, unwavering, a guide. It's the North Star. That's the only star in the sky that never moves.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah.
All
because
the
you
time.
can see. Because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
You see Magellan clouds of the
you
Milky Way
see
galaxy.
the Magellanic clouds.
Magellanic. See, I just wanted the Magellan
there's a large
clouds.
one
I didn't
and
want
a
to
small one. You can see the zodiacal lights.
Whoa.
Those are amazing. Right before
the lights
sunrise.
of the zodiac.
The lights of the zodiac.
when you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
But not one of them, surprisingly, remembers having seen a single star by the naked eye.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics.
Even Collins, who was left orbiting the moon while the other two descended on the surface, does not remember seeing a single star.
I don't remember seeing any.
Now, a lot of you, your whole life, have always wondered why that rainbow is in the shape of a dome. Why is it always arched? Okay, what I'm going to be showing you in this video is how that rainbow is formed, what causes that rainbow, and also at the same time what causes the double rainbow above it. And it's really, really simple. Now, science will tell you that a rainbow is caused by sunlight and atmospheric conditions. Light enters a water droplet, slowing down and bending as it goes from air to denser water. The light reflects off the inside of the droplet, separating into its component wavelengths or colors. When light exits the droplet, it makes a rainbow. Okay, now for the most part, that's true, but what they're not telling you is that the raindrops are only there to work as a screen to capture what's being projected. Okay? Now, in order to understand this, you have to be able to understand what refraction is. Refraction, deflection from a straight path undergone by a light ray or energy wave and passing obliquely from one medium, such as air, into another, such as glass, in which its velocity is different. Now here's an example of refraction. The white light has to pass through a prism, which is usually a glass or a crystal or a mirror, and cause the colors to come out, which, as you can see here, I'll break it down for you. The prism would be a glass of some sort, and it has to hit that glass and refract, which will make the colors, as you can see here in the rainbow. Okay, now that you understand what refraction is, I'm going to show you how this rainbow is formed. Now, what you got to tell yourself is, and we all know this, we've never seen a straight rainbow. We've never seen a rainbow going up, down, or down to up, or left to right, or even diagonally. It's always in the shape of an arch, in the shape of a dome. So here's what you have to remember. The white light is reflecting through a prism, which has to be glass, something of a glass form. So whatever that sunlight is hitting, when you see that rainbow, it's the shape of the prism that it's hitting, which is the glass firmament, the glass dome. That's why it's shaped the way it is. Now, the rainbow is always there. You just can't never see it unless it rains. The raindrops act as a screen, like if you were projecting a movie. The movie could be playing through the projector all day, but if it doesn't have a screen to reflect off of, you can't see it. But what you have to realize is the rainbow is always there. But the only time you see it is when it rains, because the rain acts as the screen. Like right here, check this out. There's always a rainbow out here. Now, if I take this water hose and I turn it on a mist, that mist makes a screen of water across the air. And it shows the rainbow, the reflection. Notice even right here where I'm at, it's still shaped like a dome. It's rounded because that's the shape of the prism that the sun is reflecting off of to give us this rainbow. It's really, really simple, folks. And like I said, it's in 3D also. You know, no matter which way you turn, that rainbow's always there as long as you got that mist of water to give you your screen. So, are you with me so far? And if you are, now I'm going to take you deeper into the rabbit hole. Now, you thought you were awake before? After I show you this, you're really going to be awake. Okay, here we have a rainbow over the ocean. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the reflection of the rainbow over the water. Notice how the colors are inverted, which means reversed, backwards. Notice how the colors go backwards from the original rainbow on its reflection in the water. So we know in our simple common sense that that's a reflection of the rainbow, so it automatically reverses the colors. Just like if you and I looked in the mirror, the left side of our face would be the right side of our face, right? Okay, now that you understand that, look at the double rainbow. Look at the rainbow on the outside of the original rainbow. Notice how the colors are reversed, just like they were when you seen the rainbow over water. That's because the firmament is the glass prism showing the reflection of the original rainbow. That's why the colors are backwards. Now, as you can see here, I've made a rainbow of colors on a piece of paper, but I'm showing you how the colors invert, how they reverse when I hold it in front of a mirror. Therefore, proving, just like you've seen over water, when those colors are reversed, that's the reflection of the rainbow in the firmament above. Now, if we look up how to make a rainbow inside, here's what it tells us. We need a flashlight or a sunny day, a mirror at least 5 by 5, a pan of water, a CD, and a prism. We use this one, Kedco Light Crystal Prism 2.5. Now, here we go. I'm going to go through this really quick. We're going to fill the bowl of water. We're going to use the mirror. You have to remember that the mirror is flat. It's straight and flat. So therefore, our rainbow, which is going to reflect on the wall, which would be your raindrops, your mist, which will be your screen. Check this out. It's going to be a straight rainbow, a straight line, okay? Because it's a straight, flat mirror. Now check this out. If I take a round dome-shaped glass and let the sunlight shine through it, guess what I get? A rounded, arched, dome-shaped rainbow, just like you see every time it rains, because the rain drops give you a screen to see what's projecting from above. But even though I've made a double rainbow here, it's not inverted. The colors are not reversed because there's no reflection like you see here where the colors are reversed, because what you are looking at is a reflection of the rainbow in the glass firmament above, just like you see the reflection of the rainbow in the waters below it. It's just a reflection. And just like I showed you before, the rainbow is always there. You just need a screen to capture it, just like you always need a movie screen to capture what's being projected out of the projector, the movie that's being projected. It's always there, but you need a screen to capture it, like you see right here. So like I said, whenever you see that double rainbow, what they call a double rainbow, all you're looking at is a reflection of the rainbow, a mirrored image of the rainbow in the firmament above.
Salt water actually makes a very effective electrolytic solution to conduct electricity and move electrons from the anode to the cathode. We can demonstrate this easily by making a homemade salt water battery with its own anode and cathode. You can see here it's being used to power a clock. The ocean's salt water provides the necessary conditions for the poles to create self-perpetuating free energy anywhere, anytime. This energy exists in the aether realm, and the aether permeates everything. This free energy is what Nikola Tesla was harnessing with his inventions. Tesla knew about the Earth's generative abilities, and his inventions harnessed the electricity from the aether realm. The dome above our heads holds together the energy produced in the aether.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
rockets don't have brakes. It literally stopped. All of that angular momentum from the rotation of the rocket and the linear momentum from flying up just stopped. No, it had to have hit something. What would it hit? If it hit a solid surface, the rocket would have been destroyed, and most likely the camera too, so we wouldn't have the footage, and obviously that's not the case.
Kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now.
There's no place to go.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
People figured out that we were an enclosed system. The more advanced we got, it would be the biggest thought on our minds. That's all we care about. You could make a wildlife preserve 1,000 miles square. All people, all human beings would do is just be knocking on the fence constantly. Why is this fence here? Who built the fence? Why are we in here? And so on and so on.
Why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now?
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented.
Earth, yep, Earth, yep.
Earth!
If you start here, and you go around long enough in the same direction, you wind up in the place you started from. Yes, Thomas?
Why don't we fall off when we walk underneath, Miss Sarah?
Because of a force called gravity.
What does gravity look like?
Gravity is something we can't see, but we know it's a great invisible force that keeps us all here on Earth. It's a natural force that keeps us all from flying off into space.
We were always told that the world is flat.
You are told right. Don't listen to her. I've been patient with you, Sarah. Lord knows I've been patient, but now your words have revealed you.
The law of gravity was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton in 1687. That's almost 200 years ago, Uncle Evan.
But there is only one law. The law of God.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question. Wow. No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know. Einstein, in an Einsteinian answer, we would say gravity is the curvature of space and time. And objects will follow the curvature of space-time, and we interpret that as a force of gravity. That's probably the best answer I can give to a what is gravity question, or why is there gravity. That's the best I can do there. I think that's a good start.
The world is round.
What?
You know how everybody believes the world is flat, like a pancake? Well, they're all wrong. The world is actually round, like an orange.
The world is an orange. And?
Well, that's it. It's a great idea. It's one of my best ones.
Yeah, but what kind of orange? Is it a navel or a juicer? What?
Look, just sleep on it. In the morning, the idea will come to you again, and you won't even remember where you got it. Get it?
Got it.
Good. I must say, I really thought you'd catch on to this a little quicker, Copernicus.
What? My name's not Copernicus. I'm Charlene Sinclair.
You're not Copernicus? This isn't 16th century Poland? Oh boy, I screwed up.
How do you brainwash? You repeat the same thing over and over again. You know, if somebody's resisting the concept, if you keep repeating it, they'll incorporate it in their brain. Since you were a kid, you've seen this in it. But you've never seen it from that point of view. But your brain has three-dimensionalized. Oh yeah, that's the Earth. How? Through repetition.
Well, let's just all get on our hands and knees and wait for a scientist or an astronaut to come along, or Neil deGrasse Tyson to come along and bestow upon us their knowledge.
Humans, for the most part, don't have a clue. They don't want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on things.
But why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
One of the strangest places on the ocean's floor was only just discovered in the 1990s. I might agree as one of a handful of people to ever see it in person.
Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. And it was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. And I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut that was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so, as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of steam over it. And then I looked, and there was water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off. And as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Coincidentally, a few days after this aired on the television that he had made this discovery, when him and his friend were flying the helicopter, it exploded and he died.
It was this delta that sparked Mike Degree's interest in underwater filmmaking. Degree became famous for his work with Oscar-winning director James Cameron filming the wreck of the Titanic. He was working on a new project with Cameron in Australia when the helicopter he was flying in crashed.
We look at their rockets. This is how they claim they get into outer space, is these rockets. Their rockets never go straight up. Every single rocket launch from a government space agency, you'll notice, follows a parabolic curve. It goes up, it reaches a peak, but what they do is as the rocket starts coming back down, they make sure that it goes down over the ocean, out of the way of any curious observers. Anyone can see it coming back down to Earth, asks, hey, how come the rocket's not going up anymore? Well, it's going around the curvature of the Earth, is what they tell us. So every single rocket, the reason that it follows the parabolic curve, they say, is because it's going around the curvature of the Earth. The real reason is they can't get up any higher than that.
Where are you going?
Sorry to tell you. The only thing that's been to space is your imagination. There is no such thing as space.
Where are you going? Okay, you guys remember how I showed you the maps that were here on Earth before 1958, before the governments took them out? And I'm going to show you the encyclopedia in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're going to flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the encyclopedia from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there. Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Take a really, really close look at that. Now I'm going to zoom it in for you. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of what a flat Earth map would look like. Now, this is what latitude 80 degrees south would look like on a flat Earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this, you can say, well, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat Earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at the certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica. And NASA came in and erased everything, just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased and just disappeared out of your history books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up.